learn from what we have today. So I'm James Toby Samuel by name, and you are welcome to this. I just want to share some of the things I'm able to work with over the years. I am a swing trader, we all know that, and I want to review to you top 15 Forex pairs perfect for swing trading. Now, some of the things I'm going to give you out there might help you to be able to pick. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen yet. Might help you to be able to pick what's it called? Your pairs for day trading. These are the pairs I focus on. I trade other things, okay, but I focus on these pairs because of their volatility. There are some pairs that are not good because they might play around for weeks before they move, so it might affect your emotion. I try to filter those things, and because I was able to do those things out of experience, I did not just arrive at those pairs I'm showing you. I will give you my criteria of showing them. I will get you that my data prove to me that this is what this is what I should do, and that is why I was able to this is going to be very short, but listen very carefully. Okay, so why PM selection matters. Not all Forex pairs are created equal. None of them are not. They don't move the same way. They're not volatile the same way. Okay, the geographical areas and political factors do not make all of them to move the same way. So we need to also approach them that way. Okay, you have to understand them before you do that, and that is why so many people always advise that as a Forex trader, you focus more on one pair. Some people say I focus on gold. If you have mastered gold to an extent, I'm telling you, you can be successful trading gold alone. But the thing is that you are not going to be having setup every time. Definitely, you are not going to be, because gold will not move every time. Okay. So also GBPUSD, some might trade GBPUSD, some might trade EURUSD. But even if you don't trade all, like myself, there are some that you should know. Myself now, there are some pairs when I see them, I do not go in all out. There are some pairs when I see opportunity on them, I know they can, when they want to move, they can move 300 pips within 2 days, 3 days. Okay, even a week. AUD can move a whole week just one direction without consolidating, without even retracing. AUD can do that. But once you want to retrace, it might come to your entry back after moving 300 pips. It might come to your entry backs within a day. I don't know, maybe I've noticed that. I'm just trying to tell you based on experience. If you have stayed long in the market, you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to say. So not all pairs are created equal. Volatility and liquidity influence how well a pair behaves for swing trading. Now, choosing the right pairs helps to maximize your profit potentials, avoid unnecessary drawdowns, okay, improve winning rate. All of these things are things that I've done that has helped me to be able to improve my winning rate, and I'm thanking God for all of those things because I took my time, and by data prove all those things to me. Okay, key metrics for what swing trading. What are the things that we need to look at? We want to look at what? The volatility, how far or how fast and far price moves. Some price this year, some has not moved up to 500 pips. Do you believe me? Gold has moved over 10,000 pips this year. BTC has moved over, but some pairs has not even moved 500 pips this year. They are still ranging currently. Are you with me? Are you following me what I'm trying to say here? So that kind of pairs will get to a key level and then retrace. Are you following me? Can you hear me, please? I'm not getting any feedback. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Yes,
I can hear you.
we can hear you.
I can hear your voice, ma'am. Your voice is unique. So range bound tendency.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So range bound tendency, meaning that how long, what is the range of pips that they move. So if you are in a trade and you are targeting, oh, this one is 500 pips, especially those people that do 1 to 5, 1 to this, you have to understand the range at which this pair moves before retracement. Okay, these are the things that I did by tracking every trade I have done, and then I was able to get all these things. Okay, so likely to get stuck in sideways zones. It's very possible that some of these pairs are within a sideways move. Okay, you have to understand their likely sections also that they move. All of these things you are going to learn them in this slide. Okay, low liquidity period. What are the times that they are there? They don't move. They don't move. Okay, you have to understand that. When is the best time for you to get into entry? You analyze GBPUSD, for example, during Asia section. Maybe you analyze during Asia section. It's not necessary for you to get into it Asia section. You can enter it on London section or New York section. As a matter of fact, you are saving yourself a lot of stress. These are the things that I've noticed that sometimes I will be on a trade, EURUSD, GBPUSD, during Asian section, and then it will move. Maybe that Asian section it will move. By London section it come back to my entry. I'll be afraid already to get out. Now is this tantamount that to the same thing as if I had entered during London section? And sometimes it might not give you that massive rally or that massive drop during the New York section, because that is when price actually wants to move. These are things that you must have noticed if you actually trade. Even day trader, you have to know all these things, especially day traders. I use those things to enter my trade, because definitely you are going to enter your trade in a day, right? So then you have to understand that another thing you need to understand that I don't add to this is market moves day to day, not hour by hour. Not what market wants to do in a day is what he wants to do. It might be selling for the first 8 hours of the day, and then the London section that's about to, the New York section that's about to close the whole of the day, move to bullish, and then you see a week behind. That is what price wants to do for that day. All the selling that you are seeing is just a retracement for you to get in for a buy. So market moves day by day, not hours by hours or minutes by minutes. Especially those that are using 15-minute time frames, I just want to try to show you that, or 5-minute time frame. You can go on those things if you understand market very well and get your entry. It's not bad. But I am monitoring your move based on those time frame might be error for you. Okay, so stop loss needed. What is the, you should have to know that, okay, some of these pair do not have the same stop loss acumen for all of them. You have to understand that some actually are wider, while some needs to work with what tighter based stop loss, okay, based on the pairs behavior. I'm going to show you some of those things, and then based on my own research and my, not only research, my experience. Take profit potential. Okay, what are the potentials of some of these things? Some of them, is it 500 pips, is it 300 pips? Okay, so an alpha price what typically moves. So let's look at it now. Best time frame for swing trading, you have to understand time frame. Okay, you your daily to monthly, you use that to what for your chart to mark up your key levels. For 4 hours to daily, you look for your setup. For 1 hour to 4 hours, even 1 hour for me is too small, but sometimes I go to 1 hour to refine your entries. And then some of the times I can hold my trade for what 2 to 3 days, 7 days, max 7 days. Some trade I want to hold for maybe 2 months, 2 weeks. I need to get another entry. These are things that I've done and I've seen them working for me. And if you have ever seen me sending screenshots of passing a prop firm, there's another one I just passed one early this month, I think, and there's another one I'm about to pass also. Okay, because I'm not just swapping on one prop firm. Immediately I make withdrawals, I buy another prop firm. I make withdrawals, I buy another prop firm, because I have a goal for myself this year, and I'm going to meet up that goal by God's grace. I'm praying and I'm working out towards that. Okay, so what I'm doing is just to build capacity. I used to say this, that if you can survive, surviving means you are building capacity, you can live. Anyone that survives in the forex market will live. You will definitely be, you live. Okay, so but whosoever that do not survive the market, of course you are dead, and then you are not profitable. Okay, so and then avoid over trading, focus on clean trends or breakout zones. Okay, so let's look at the key thing here today. This chart is what is going to help you. Okay, not this one, the next one. How to use this table. There's a table I'm going to present to you now. How do you need to use them? The pair names, their volatility level, their range bounds behavior, liquidity windows to avoid. Okay, these are the periods that you don't need to get in. Okay, ideal stop loss type and pips estimated, suitable take profit target. These are the things I want to show you now based on some of these pairs. These are some of the pairs that are popular. Of course, some of them are not. Some day traders trade some, and some do not trade it. So let's look at it now. This is it. You can screenshot this and then you are going to use it later for yourself. So I have Eagle USD first. It has a very medium what is it called, volatility. It doesn't move that fast as GBP USD. And why do we have Eagle USD that medium? Because of it has economic of different countries. Of course, you know, Euro comprises of quite a number of other countries. There was a particular day on Monday, I think Monday last week, when we have Euro holiday. It was only, I think, France that was on that bank holiday. Okay, and you can see Euro moving on that day. Why? Normally, if it will be US holiday, US will not see much activities on US pair. You will not see much activity on card pair if it was to be card holiday. But Euro was able to move on that day because Germany was active. Some other European countries, they were active. Italy was active. Spain was active. Okay, some other countries like that spend euro, they were active. I believe you are following what I'm saying now. So that is what makes the what medium, because within itself there is still conflict of different currencies within it, and that's it. And then what is the loan range? You cannot expect a lot of pips from this particular pair. Okay, it has a what, a low and medium range. Okay, and the low liquidity happens most of the time after New York, meaning you can trade this pair during Asian section. You can trade it even New York, London section. You can trade it during New York section. But immediately after New York section, that's a period of about 10 p.m. Nigerian time to around 1 a.m. You see very low liquidity on this pair. You can backtest what I'm trying to say. These are facts that I'm trading with and I'm using. I don't only analyze. This is a thing. If you see anybody that is profitable in trading, they don't just analyze only based on just analysis and then they get in. There are other things that they are doing, and these are things that they do and that I also do that add up to what my profitability. And what is stop loss? At least 30 to 40 pips stop loss. Okay, you can use 30 to 40 pips stop loss because of the course it has medium range. And that was your target. If you see you are raising 30 pips, let's say you are raising 30 pips and you are making 100, that is 1 to what already? Who can tell me 1 to what it is? 1 to what is that? Can you tell me what 1 to what it is now, so that I'll be able to someone should help me with that. You are raising 30 and you are seeing 100. 1 to 3, if you see 1 to 3 or 1 to 120 pips, you are good to go. Now I know some of you that we want to target 150 pips, 200 pips on Euro USD. It will retrace, and before you know it, instead of you to close that entry, you already find yourself in what, in losses. That is why you are seeing yourself that you're supposed to take a trade. I think I'm saying this basically because of Mr. Okoro. I had a meeting with him, was it yesterday? I believe this is going to give more clarity to you now, Mr. Okoro. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Uh-huh. So I think it was Euro USD that we're talking about, or GBPUSD, I can't remember, but that will give you clarity. I want to see if I can go live on I believe this is a very good information. If I can go live on TikTok too, just a little bit. Okay, so that is that on Euro USD. I'll try my best if I can be fast with it. On Euro USD, let's now look at GBP USD. GBP is a very, some people call it, what they call itself, they call it a very light pair. Okay, very light in the sense that it moves fast, and you know that it's only the GBP that spend pounds, so that alone contributes to this. Okay, that alone contributes to this factor of we trying to look at one of the two things that happens here. Okay, so I believe we are good to go on that. I believe we are good to go on GBP. Let's look at other things that we need to get clarity on it. It has high, and then it has the range bound, meaning that it doesn't really range a lot like that. It doesn't really range a lot like that. It doesn't really range a lot like that. That's what it means. Okay, it moves, and that is why you see me most of the time. I prefer to trade GBP USD to Euro USD. Okay, if I see both of them selling, I will still prefer, okay, to go in all for GBP USD than what, Euro USD, because I know that it's not. Look at what we had. The sell we had, GBP move faster than Euro USD. These are things that you see, just as if maybe you have not noticed it over the time. You have not noticed it over the time. That's what happens here. Okay, so another thing that we need to look at is that late Asian section, it has a very low liquidity. Late Asian section, because why does it have a low liquidity during that time? Because it's preparing for what, the major move on in Euro London section. Do you remember that is the lead pair, or is the lead currency for London section? Do you agree with me? Do you understand that? So that is why we have something like that. Okay, late section. And then what is your pips? At least you'll be able to use 50 pips for price to breathe. Your stop next market outlook, I'll be talking about stop loss. Okay, I was watching a video today, and then I felt, okay, I think I also need to come on board and talk about stop loss. Why do we have all these things to have a wide stop loss on this? Because you can see it eat up your stop loss multiple times before you go, and it is not wide. Okay, then if you can see 50 pips, I risk 50 pips on it, not 70 pips. I'm only giving you, because I always try to modify my entry. So if I'm having 50 pips and I'm targeting 200 pips, I can make 200 pips from GBPUSD. It's very easy for you to make 200 pips from GBPUSD. That is not negotiable. You can, I'm telling you, GBPUSD in a day can move 200 pips. Okay, and when there is even news, you can see it moves more than 200 pips. GBPUSD can move 200 pips, can move 300 pips, and if you are targeting it within 7 days, of course it can even move more than that. It can move 500 pips. That is GBPUSD for you. Okay, but when I see 200, if I'm risking $50 and I'm making 200, that is 1 to 4 already. Okay, and that is good. What are you looking for? If you are more than that, okay, so that is GBPUSD. I just explained to you. USJPY also has a medium. I see some of us want to get in USJPY. Why would I trade USDJPY? Okay, and probably leave GBP card, because USDJPY is a little bit more faster. Okay, USDJPY is medium, low, and then late Asia also. Late Asia and New York, there's no volatility during that time, and then it has a tight stop loss. You can use a tight stop loss, 30 to 40 pips. Okay, and then you can target 150 pips max. Okay, AUD USD medium. So you can look at the ones that are high. Euro JPY is very high. GBP JPY is very high. Okay, sorry. Euro JPY is high. GBP JPY is very high. Okay, then AUD JPY is medium. You can just look at the chart. I think I've explained all of those things and how you can get it. Okay, and then the gold. Okay, gold is very high. Okay, you have to understand that I decided to put gold on the last board, okay, because of its volatility, and then it doesn't range a lot. This range bound means how it range. Okay, those one that has low USD chef range, we can see some of us that want to get into USD CHF is already range. If you are not seeing the move already, you don't need to get in. Okay, GBP AUD, it ranges a lot. USD is medium. This guy also range. I don't even know why I put it on what's it called, medium. Okay, but it doesn't, when it wants to move, it moves. Okay, GBP USD, it has a very low range. It doesn't range a lot. Okay, Euro JPY doesn't range. The one that you see medium range, and all of that, that's what this range, you have to understand it also. So you might decide to say, okay, you want to only trade the ones that are very what, they have a very low range. I don't know if they are getting it now. If you look at this now, this one that has low range, you see that they have more pips. Let's look at it. Low range, they have more pips. Low range, they have more pips. But the one that is medium, they will have what, lesser pips. You can see medium. So you have to understand the relationship between all these things. What I'm teaching you today is a whole lot that nobody will reveal to you in the trading space. Okay, I'm exposed before an example. I'm telling you, go to me. I'm doing this, I'm giving out this because I want you to be profitable. I should be charging for all of these things, to be sincere with you. And all of these things, I'm building a course like I've said, and for everyone that has met me before now, I'm going to give you the course for free, and all of these things I'm teaching now will also be part of the course. These are things that you don't have choice. You are not going to be profitable only because you are not working hard on yourself. But work hard on yourself, you are good to go. You are good to go on this. Okay, so all of these are things that you need to do, that I'm doing secretly, that I'm not telling you out there, and then brings profitability to me. Okay, you can see this, and then look at the relationship between this, and again, I want to show you something. Look at the ones that have low range, they have high take profit. Now what do they also have? They have what, a very wide stop loss. Try to understand that, because Yoruba people will say gba fun muri ni gba fun gada. Who can help you to interpret that? For those that don't speak Yoruba, you give muri, you take for Igba, you give gbada too. I don't know how to interpret that, but what I'm trying to say in the sense of that proverb is that it's give and take. Life is give and take. Okay, it's going to give you a wide stop loss, and it's going to also give you a wide take profit. Okay, so if you're a kind of person that you are conservative, you can go for the one that has medium range. Know that it's going to take time for price to move. You have to understand the behavior of these things, and these are the 15 pairs that I focus on. As a matter of fact, I don't trade gold like that. I even want to remove gold recently. Okay, there was a time I used to trade German 30. These days you will not see me trading German 30 again, because I don't really like high volatility pairs. Okay, because the stop loss is wide. I use 150 pips. There was a day I was talking on TikTok, and then I told them that I use 150 pips as as my stop loss. They were like, 150 pips, someone is saying he's using 20 pips, 30 pips. I said, for gold, what are you trading? You can never be profitable with 20 pips, 30 pips on gold. Even if you are a scalper, that is the truth. That is the truth. Okay, but the dog that will miss his road will never hear the whistle of the hunter. Okay, so now what are the things, like I said, stop losses. I will talk about it next week. Don't miss that stop loss, because I'm going to give quite a number of things to you. Okay, there's a particular indicator I used to use before, but I don't use it now because I already mastered those things on my head. Okay, but I will tell you what I use now later. Use ATR to fine tune your stop loss based on peer behavior. This ATR works on peer behavior. It's going to give you the accurate stop loss. That's why I said that don't let anybody deceive you. There are some indicators that do not predict the market. They tell you how to improve your trading styles. Okay, always trade with a trend bias, not against the trend. Okay, secure partial profit when you are up with 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 restoration withdrawal. Be patient. Swing trades take a lot of time. Okay, there's some trade I took this week. There are some peers. If I sell a setup on Euro USD, I might still take a while on Euro USD to get in on Euro USD than GBPUSD. If I set up on GBPUSD, I go in, because if you are not careful, you will miss it. Okay, and let me just share this screenshot again for those people on TikTok. You can screenshot it for you to be able to see what I'm trying to talk about here. Okay, I'm giving you what you need, what you actually need here. You focus on all of this and I'm telling you, you are good to go. Okay, so let's look at I've said patience. Swing trading require patience. Those ones you can also, this one I've shown you earlier, you can pick up one or two things from it and then focus on them as a day trader too. Okay, but all of these are things that I consider when it comes to what swing trading. Okay, so this was my final thoughts on this. Okay, swing trading works best with the right pair, right timing and good patience. Understand the nature of each pair before you commit. The way I'm going to rush into GBP USD is not the way I'm going to rush into Euro USD. As a matter of fact, I think 3 times, not only twice. I think and think and think over before I get into Euro USD, because Euro USD can still go back and test that level that you are rushing into. But GBP USD, if I take that delay on GBP USD might move me. How many times have you traded GBP USD and then you see GBP USD moving you behind that you cannot get in again? You were still waiting, and then before you know it, that's already moved. That is the pair of GBPUSD. Okay, so I'm going to give you for the last time how to be able to relate with all of these things. What you focus on is the range bound. The ones that has low range bands, they give you more targets. Okay, this is not a school of thoughts like I might say. This is actually how would I put it now? It's a normal thing that my data has proven to me, and you can make your research. Professional traders, they do all these things. They know the pair that is got into their target again, they get out. If Euro USD get my target, I'm out of it. I will not wait for Euro USD to drop again to get my entry. But if GBP USD come back to my entry, I'm still holding, because I know that GBP USD can still give me that what pips I'm requiring. You don't get what I'm trying to say here. And you can see that almost all GBP pairs are low. You can see in terms of range, this range is how they range, volatility level, and if it is low, it will be high on volatility. If it is low, it will be high. You have to understand those things. If you understand it, you are good to go. You are good to go in this field, and then you are okay. So that's what I have for you for today's market outlook. Now I'm going to go off on TikTok, and then I'm going to focus on the market outlook. We'll take the if there's any question here first before I go in. I'm out of this place. Okay, before I'm out of this place, I will still try to upload this video on TikTok maybe after the whole of that, so that those people that want to learn will learn. No question. Okay, so let's go in on the fundamentals. Ice is going to fill us in on fundamentals, and then we go to market outlook from there. Okay, so bye on TikTok for now. Let's focus on the Google Meet now. Okay, so let me stop this recording, and then we have another recording.